So hello to those of you who are on replay. I've just been talking for the last 8 minutes about relationships and connections, and I'm just going to trust that it wasn't for those of you who weren't on the live, because otherwise the record button would have gone on. So relationships. Fundamentally, we want to start with a relationship that you have with yourself. How you see yourself is exactly what you will ignite in others, so that they can play out the role that you need them to, so that you can act out, express, or experience what it is that you need to have the life that you are consistently materializing, right? We ebb and flow. So from moment to moment, sometimes people are really going to trigger you. And usually the ones that trigger you are the ones that you're most intimate with: your partners, your children, your parents, your wider family. And then it tends to not happen so much with passers-by. They might annoy you, but they don't really trigger you. But anybody who triggers you, annoys you, upsets you, brings rage, anger, fury, these essences within you that need highlighting for you to move forward, are in service to you as equally as those who you love, who bring you joy, who bring you happiness, and all the other wonderful experiences. Okay. So it's starting to look at how some of these closer people to you, your parents, partners, children, how are they showing up for you? What is the trigger? What is the relation to them that creates some form of discomfort in your experience with them? And what I would like to invite you to do in this moment is, what brought you to this call? And ask for this healing within your relationships. Who was the person or people that came to your mind that you thought, I need to heal my relationship with said person? Now, I'm going to make sure I can see the chat. So if anybody wants to type anything in, please feel free to. But I just want you to bring your awareness to it. And you don't have to share anything at all, right? But I want you to get clarity on who or what relationship in your life do you want changed, improved, strengthened. Okay, so partner and parents. Okay, thank you. Partner and children, parents, self, myself, and people around me. Okay, so there's a mix. There's quite a few partner, quite a few children, and self. Okay, so I'm just going to read the energy of where's going to be the best place for us to go. So this clears a bulk of the energy for everyone, so we can get right in there. Okay. Now, I know that you all have different aspects of what you want to work on. But when I feel into the energy of this for the collective, now that includes those on the live and the replay, okay, there's this real energy of hatred in relationship, okay? And it doesn't mean that it's currently existing within your relationships, but there's this real heaviness of relationships. Okay. I'm just perceiving energy. And there's, you know, whilst I say there's this heaviness, there's this real, there's a fed up energy. Yeah. And I'm wondering what language I should be using for this call, because I'm still in two minds whether this is going to go live on YouTube. Because I feel like I want to swear a lot, is the energy behind it, right? Now, those of you who are familiar with me know that I'm a very happy, passionate swearer. But yeah, it's just like this energy of I am fucking done with relationships. I'm so fucking done with them. All of them. Yeah, everyone's in the comments like, fuck it, go for it. It's me, right? You guys know me. That's how I do healing. So it's like, okay, so you're fed up with relationships. Okay, you're fed up this fuck it, can't be bothered, I'm done energy. And it's like the tip of it is like, I hate them. Right? There's so much effort. Like I give like, and I'm just reeling out the energy that I'm perceiving, right? It's like I'm done with them. I give so much. People don't meet my energy. People don't, right? There's this, like people are not meeting you with the value and the contribution that you give out. Like you're giving a lot, but what people give back is probably like, yeah, I'm seeing these comments. You guys are going off the rail. Okay. Okay. Right. And look, I'm just reading the energy. This is not, I'm not singling anyone out. It's just the collective energy on this topic. And it's probably because you are giving out so much, right? It's tiring. It gets lethargic. You're like, ugh, I'm done with this bullshit. Like, how many times am I going to keep on doing this story? It's like you're in my head, right? Yeah, I totally get it because I'm reading the energy. Please know, for those of you on replay or those of you who don't know me, I'm just reading the energy, not your thoughts, okay? I'm just perceiving it for everyone. Everyone's done. When you come to that moment when you're sick and tired, right, the right lesson shows up, right? Because you're like, I'm done. Come on, I need the clearing. So the teacher has to show up, right? Because the students are ready. Let's let this shit go. Okay. All right. So let's look at this. What is going on? So you're fed up. That means you're giving too much. You're giving too much of yourself. And then you're trying to relate to people who you can't relate to because they're not giving in the same way. So what happens is you're up here, you come and you get your pump up. You might tap into the YouTube channel and get an energy clearing. You're like, yes, I feel empowered today. I've got some downloads. I can move forward. And then these fuckers show up and you're like, now I can't. Right. So it takes you right back down. And you're constantly then trying to fill up your cup. And someone comes and they just take and you fill up your cup. And then someone comes into your day and you're like, oh, there goes that divine connection that I had because you've now stepped into my life and I have to deal with you. Okay, so this energy that keeps on flowing up or showing through is maybe making you want to hibernate from these relationships, or you're pulling back a little bit and these people are noticing that you're not showing up as much. They're like, oh, I can't abuse and use. Something's going on. Oh, I don't have the same ability to push the boundaries that I was pushing before, or the new people that you're meeting are not quite where you want to be, but they're the in between of where you've come from. And you're like, you're not quite the soul people, or you're not quite the person I'm looking for. So it's, oh, let me just revert back to that bullshit, because at least I know those settings and I can go there and I understand it, right? So there's this real ebb and flow between changing yet nothing changing, and shifting yet no shifting. And it creates this stagnant energy of what you're asking for then can't show up, because you're moving back into an energy that you're no longer aligned with. And the way that you see and connect or relate with people is not of your truest and highest essence, because they're all pissing you off. How can it be? Right? Okay. So I'm just going to let the energy of that move out, because I feel like some pings are dropping. And I'm just going to come and have a look at these messages for a moment. Uh, yeah. So how comes we are set up on giving much and taking others into account while they only think about themselves? It's usually because you think you can change people. And just in case you didn't know, it's not possible. You can never change anyone. The only person you can ever change is yourself, right? If people have, we have free will, right? It's one of the supposed gifts of this experience, is that we have free will, right? I joke, it is a gift, right? We have the capacity to choose. The problem is, for most, is that choices aren't being made. We're not choosing to have, to do, to be, to create how we want to. We're often choosing based on what others aren't choosing, or we're choosing based on what other people are choosing. Like, you know, if somebody's, I'm just going to give a restaurant example. Like, I'm vegan, okay? When I go to a restaurant, I'm not going to choose what a meat eater is eating, right? I'm going to choose something that's aligned with me and what I want to eat. I don't judge what somebody wants to eat, but I'm not going to choose it. But if I sat there and went, oh, you're going to have a chicken soup? Maybe I should order that too. Who am I letting down in that moment? Me or them? Totally me, because it doesn't align with what I like. I mean, I just don't enjoy it. And I haven't enjoyed it for most of my life. There are more years of my experience that I have been vegetarian stroke vegan than I have eating meat. It just wasn't something I enjoyed. So if you can do it that easily when it comes to food, why are you making compromises elsewhere? Why is it okay for you to say, I can't eat gluten, or it doesn't agree with my body, or I don't like cheese, it makes me feel bloated? Why is that easy for you to choose that? But when someone else says, or when someone else does something that says, do this, and you're like, that's not really aligned with me, but I'm going to do it anyway. Why do you do that? I'm just going through all of the messages, and I can feel all of this energy bubbling up. Like my empathic energy today has gone off the charts. I'm feeling the disgust that's coming up. I can feel my kidneys are like, the level of resentment right now is like, bleh. Right. So I can feel you guys. Don't worry, I'm with you. Okay. So I'm just going to ask for unconditional love to come into your body. Okay. And just calm down all of those energies and show your gorgeous organs that they are safe to expose this stuff, but also to send it instantly into the light of the creator of all that is, to be washed, cleansed, and released from your bodies. And thank you for being so true and honest in these comments here to expose all of this stuff that's going on so we can just clear it all. So thank you for your vulnerability. Thank you for your honesty. Okay. Okay, so there's guilt. There's fears of letting people down. Locking away, because it's an easier way to create a boundary. The healthier my boundaries were, the less people in my circle. And it's the less people of the people who were willing to use you, rather than the aligned people, your most compatible soul family, right? When we shut down those boundaries and stop giving those people access, yes, there's a period of time where it's quiet. Your social circle isn't as loud. But what happens is you then tap into new places and spaces where you meet people who you're aligned with. And those most aligned soul family members start coming together, and you're like, oh, hi, I remember you. But when you're still giving these essences of you and leaving the doors open to people who take you for granted, you're not going to meet those most aligned people, the people that are going to be with you and you're going to vibe with, and they turn you on in ways that is just magical, that being in the presence with them is fun. But what happens is we also get very fixated on keeping people. Like, oh, we've done this and we've done that. But if you just move with the energy, like right now, we're a vibe. We're moving together. We might, we might do dinners, we might do parties, we might do dances, we might do ceremonies, we might do meditations, we might do healings. We've been in service and then no more. That's okay. Don't have to make that wrong. If you make something so heavy, like, oh no, but we have done this, which I feel a lot of you are doing, because as I felt that, it's this disgust. You go into making the relationship so heavy, like, and put this weight on it that it really lets you down, because you're expecting it to be something that it was, either because you've changed and grown. So the challenge in this is when these are people that you want to still do life with, whether that's your partner or your children. How do you shift and change that? Well, there's two sides or two parts. The first part is you do the energy work, okay, which is what we're doing here tonight, is to shift the energy around why they're showing up for you in these ways. How is it serving you? What is it teaching you? What are you gaining from it? What do they teach you when you get to this point of feeling isolated or getting fed up, right? What when you get to that point, what then happens, right? So I know for me, when I get to the point of, okay, guys, I'm done, what happens is new boundaries get put in, the direction gets changed, focus is laser sharp, blinkers are on, and I go, right? And I get to the next level. So I know when I'm doing fed up, I know that good change is coming. But it's also learning how to have good change without getting fed up, because you don't want to go there every time. It's boring, right? There's much more exciting ways that you can do learning and growth, right? And don't get me wrong, I'm human. I still do those things from time to time, okay? So what are you gaining? What are you gaining by this fed up energy? This, I am so done with how you're treating me. I'm so done with the same energy showing up in different people. Everything that's showing up, the discomfort, the anxiety, the fear. Okay. People pleasing. Feeling like a human, relating to human and others. I'm not sure I can repeat it, Melanie. I think I was channeling. Well, I know I was. So what are you gaining is the energy. What are you gaining through these consistent letdowns, feeling fed up, disgusted, annoyed, angry with these relationships? The power to be able to see the truth. Wow. That is a good one. That's like a golden nugget, right? Get to that point where I'm so done. Every time I get there, I get to see the truth, get connection, like, okay. So whilst we're in this space, and we will get into the meditation shortly, let's just release all the projections, the expectations, the judgments, conclusions, and criticisms, the romanticized and the failed romanticized illusions that you've projected onto relationships that gets you to the point where you're so sick and tired, fed up, done, frustrated, angry, irritated, so that you can gain the true power of you. And everywhere you're giving away your power through relationships, so that you can get all of this irritation, frustration, anger, hatred, resentment, fury, just so that you can come back to know who you truly are, so that you can truly know yourself, so that you can have discernment, so that you can have power, so that you can have your personal power, so that you can see the truth, know the truth, access the truth, be the truth. Can we just now lift, pull, cancel, and release all of that into the light of the creator of all that is, and resolve it on a historic level? So there's an energy of I feel like I want to say like boundaries being violated to gain virtues. So I allow my boundaries to be violated. Okay, could you please muscle test? And for those of you who don't know what muscle testing is a kinesiology, an applied kinesiology technique of identifying what's being held in the body and on belief systems. So we use this in theta healing as a way to identify limiting beliefs. So the process is, if you could stand with your feet shoulder width apart and place your hands down by your side, your knees with a slight bend so that you can move with ease backwards and forwards. If I haven't said it already, please close your eyes. And then say yes, yes, yes. And you should feel your body move forward ever so slightly. Once you have that, please recalibrate yourself or center yourself to the middle or standing in an upright position. And then say no, no, no. And you should feel your body move back ever so slightly. And then again, recenter yourself. And what I would like you to muscle test is I allow my boundaries to be violated to get close to God. Could you also please say on any level, I allow my boundaries to get violated to get close to God? So on any level, I allow my boundaries to get violated to get close to God. Okay, hang on. I'm just being shown that I have some beliefs on this. Okay, it's all right. I'm perceiving them. Could you please also test on any level I can be in a relationship and be close to God? Okay. On any level, I can be in a relationship and on any level, I can be in a relationship and access my abilities. I'm just writing these down as we go. On any level, I can be in a relationship. On any level, being in a relationship distracts me from my purpose. on any level, romance distracts me from my purpose. On any level, I can be close with God and be romantic. Could you please also muscle test on any level? I reject romance to be close to God. And then on any level, and it's not the right word. Let's find the right word for that. Okay, let's go with this. On any level, I need others to fail me to remember who I am. I know these are shitty beliefs, guys. I see you. I see you. Don't worry. I know. Ugh. Okay, so this is a yes for most. Okay, but what we do know for sure is that everybody got yeses to these where we want there to be no. So there's stuff to clear for everyone, which is absolutely fine. Which is what we all came together for, right? Okay, take a seat. So I'm going to put these in the chat. So if you want to take these, copy them, and muscle test yourself after this session, just in case, for those of you who are in the evening, fall asleep. We won't go through all of them at the end, just in case. You can muscle test these on your own. For those of you on replay, I'll figure something out for you. If I put this up on YouTube, I may put it up unlisted. Just check the description. Maybe I'll put it in there. So, okay, we want to clear these beliefs. But what I also want you just to take a moment on is to get present with the improved relationship that you would like with the people or persons that you mentioned earlier. So whether that was with yourself, your partner, your children. And I just want you to bring forward the energy that you want with those people or yourself. Like, do you want to stop letting yourself down? I don't know if you heard that on the microphone, but there was just like this bubble of energy that just squeaked through my throat. So I'm perceiving that that's probably a yes from most. Yeah. Now my whole desk is falling apart. My mouse is like changing my screen. It's like, okay, that's the one we didn't want to go to. How dare you say that? Okay. So you want to stop letting yourself down. Maybe that's what we clear the most then tonight. We will clear it all, okay? We're going to clear all of these beliefs. But let's bring in that reconnection with yourself, that you remember who you are, how great you are, how powerful you are, without having to use others to fail you, right? So that you can remember who you are. Or others to let you down and piss you off and screw with your vibe when you're high flying and living it well. And you're like, yes, I'm in my divine, sexy power. And then these idiots show up and you're like, ugh, did you have to wake up and say good morning? Right? Damn them. Okay. We want to stop letting that and giving that power away. Okay. So that you can just be in your energy and be like, pow, you choose you, I'm doing me. Pow, my energy is hot today. And I'm staying here like, pow, you don't like my boundaries? Work on your own stuff because I've worked on mine. Right? And be that energy in such a strong and powerful way that it's not about being intimidating, it's not about being rude, it's not about ego, it's just I know myself, I have divine connection, I'm choosing to function from that space, because when I say no, and I mean no, I'm letting you know that what I was tolerating before is not happening anymore. And yes, I get you may have known me for a very long time like that, but I'm not choosing that anymore. And if you don't want to choose, or if you do want to choose, or however you want to be, whatever you're choosing, I'm not judging it, but I'm not tolerating it or accepting it. You want to come with me? This is how I'm going. And you can come for the ride or not. That's cool too. But you stay focused and committed into what you're choosing, not looking any other way. Okay. So it's like when people are intimidated or uncomfortable with your change, be comfortable with that, because you're going to support them if they choose to change, right? And you can say things like, I acknowledge that this is uncomfortable for you, but for me to live the way I want to, this is how it's going to look. I'm giving you the choice to what you want to choose. And maybe choosing me anymore isn't a part of that. I would love to be a part of that, but if that's no longer what you're choosing, I'm okay with that. And you have to get comfortable with your growth, with your change, because I will make this one promise, and I don't do promises. Your growth will make people feel uncomfortable. I can assure you of that. And will it hurt from time to time? Abso-fucking-lutely. It hurts. It hurts because we're here having a human experience. Yes, you can be enlightened and spiritual and have the most amazing experiences and witness the most magnificent things with and through the creator of all that is, that I do every single day. And I'm very honored and blessed to do. But yes, it hurts. It hurts when you love and the people that you love don't match that. But you've got to stop choosing it. You've got to stop choosing it. If you want something greater, like I'm not choosing to love with the full capacity and waiting for you to meet my capacity to love. Okay, so choosing how or what I want is now the block. Right. Because you have to be choosing you, right? Not what everybody else wants or how everybody else wants to live. And that's why things get a bit uncomfortable in a relationship, because you're not choosing. You're leaning on somebody else to kind of go, well, I can be the pillar that you don't really want me to be. And then you're just getting annoyed that they're there because you're like, ugh, I don't even want that. Right. But when you're like, okay, I want a romantic relationship. I want to have fun. I want to play. I want to this. I want to that. And you get decisive, right? And you have that. That's what I'm choosing. Are you still my person? That's an uncomfortable question. It's a really uncomfortable question. Because you want people to still be their people, but you don't want to ask the question because you don't want them to not choose you. And what that comes down to is the energy of rejection. You're trying to avoid being rejected because you think that you choosing you means that someone else has to reject you. But it's not the case. So anywhere you learn that if I choose myself, others reject me. And actually, as I say that, I'm feeling it on the lungs heavily. So everywhere and anywhere you learn across all dimensions, time, space, and realities, if I choose myself, that others reject me. Let's lift, pull, cancel, and release all trauma, grief, sadness, shock, sorrow from every cell and molecule of your body and send it all into the light of the creator of all that is, resolving it on a historic level. And let's replace it with knowing what it feels like, that you know how to, and that you now do accept yourself. That you know what it feels like to live your day-to-day life accepting yourself. That you know that it is possible to accept yourself. That you know how to accept yourself. That you know how to love, honor, and cherish yourself without going through rejection, without rejecting yourself, and without being rejected by others. So everywhere you are avoiding choosing you, standing in your power, that divine spark that you be in and through the light of the creator of all that is, for the fear of being rejected by others. Can we show you and all parts of you that the times where that was real and true are over, done, and complete? And can we bring those parts of you into this moment here and now to feel the safety, security, and connection from this version of you and your future self that knows the power in accepting yourself and gifting that feeling and energy to all other parts of you that haven't accepted yourself, to now have self-acceptance in every core of your being, across all dimensions, time, space, and realities, teaching you and all parts of you that it is safe for you now to fully accept yourself, and that you now do so with ease, joy, love, and grace through the creator of all that is. Okay. So let's let that energy really flow in. And any weight that you're carrying on these shoulders, where there's tension of like, I'm carrying all these relationships that feel heavy, right? Let's just let all of that go. Okay, because I can feel it. You guys are really doing this. My body's like, this is where they're holding it, right? When we were releasing that energy of rejection, it hit in the lungs hard, right? So there's a bit of grief there. So I'd like to invite you all to work on any grief that you've experienced in your past that maybe needs a little love and attention, maybe a bit of releasing just to come out. You know, you can tap on it. You can do a heart song on it, for those of you that know the heart song. Okay. But now I'm going to invite you to close your eyes as we go on this journey within. A little bit more, bringing some love in. And I would like you to take a nice deep breath in. And blow out. Take a nice deep breath in. And blow out. Allowing your body to fully relax as it's supported by the furniture that you're sitting on. Taking a nice deep breath in. And blow it all out. Allowing every muscle to relax. As you now gently bring your awareness into your heart space. And as you meet that pure essence of you, witness that energy expanding throughout your entire body. And gently coming out through the soles of your feet. And witnessing that energy flowing down into the core of Mother Earth. where you meet a ball of bright light. Wrap your energy through that ball of light and gently begin to draw it up through all the layers of planet Earth as it gently connects in and enters through the soles of your feet. And as this connection is made, just want to invite you to be present with the feeling of that energy entering your body. And witness as this flow of energy moves up through your body and elevates the vibration of your body as it goes up your legs, your knees, your thighs, into your pelvis and wrapping around the base of your spine, lighting up each of your chakras along the way, from your base, your root chakra, into your sacral chakra, lighting up this beautiful center point and clearing any stagnant energy as it moves into your solar plexus, into your heart chakra, into your throat, your third eye, and into your crown, out above your head, and forming a ball of light. I would now like you to imagine placing yourself into that ball of light. Feeling safe and secure as it gently lifts up into the sky. As it goes higher and higher past the planets and the stars, going through the universe and beyond the universe, moving through different layers of light, some dark light, some brighter lights, entering into a golden light. Go beyond the golden light into a jelly-like substance that is the laws of the universe. Go higher and higher, out the other side into a pink mist. This is the law of compassion. As you move through this pink mist, it gently lifts you up into a pearlescent, iridescent light. This is the seventh plane of existence. The space of the creator of all that is, of divine unconditional love. Allowing yourself in your ball of light to be fully immersed in the energy of the creator of all that is. If you see any places, spaces, or people, keep on going higher. I would now like to invite you to witness your ball of light dissolving around you as you and the creator of all that is become one and the same. Allowing your body to be whole and complete in optimal health here and now through this divine energy. And if it's okay with you, can we now lift, pull, cancel, and release the beliefs and programs of I allow my boundaries to get violated, to get close to God. I can be in a relationship and be close to God. No. I can be in a relationship and access my abilities. No. Being in a relationship distracts me from my purpose. I can be close with God and be romantic. No. I reject romance to be close to God. And I need others to fail me to remember who I am. And can we have this lifted, pulled, cancelled, and released into the light of the creator of all that is, and resolved on a historic level? And is it okay if we now replace these programs and beliefs with I have strong and healthy boundaries and have a close connection with God? I have strong and healthy relationships and have a strong and close connection with God. I know what it feels like to have strong and healthy boundaries and relationships whilst having a close connection with God. I can be in a relationship and be close with God. I know that it is safe to be in a relationship and be close with God. I know how that it is possible. I can be in a relationship and be close to God. I know what it feels like to be in a relationship and be close with God. I know what it feels like to be in a relationship and access my abilities. I know that it is possible. I can, and I know how to live my daily life being in a relationship, being close with God, and accessing my abilities. And we now bring in the beliefs and programs of, I know what it feels like to be in a relationship and live in alignment with my purpose. I know that it is possible to be in a relationship and fulfill my purpose. I know how to be in a relationship and fulfill my purpose. And I know that I can, and that it is possible for me to be in a loving relationship and live on purpose and fulfill my purpose. And can we now show you what it feels like to be romanced, to be romantic, and have focus on your purpose? That you know what it feels like to be close to God and have romance in your life. That you know what it feels like, that you know how to, that it is possible and that you know what it feels like to live your daily life, to accept, have, and receive romance and be close to God. And that you can now release the need for others to fail you to remember who you are, as we bring in that knowing and memory through the creator of all that is, so that you know who you are. You have access to knowing more of yourself through and with the creator of all that is, without requiring others to fail you, to let you down, to annoy you, to anger you, to trigger you. And that it is safe for these changes to take place here and now. So can we now show you through the creator of all that is what it feels like to acknowledge you, that you know how to value and cherish yourself, that you know how to recognize that in order for you to have the things that you desire, you have to be the energy of the greatness of you. Hold your boundaries in place and allow others to grow to be with you. And that you can do that without loss, without rejection, without separation. And anywhere that it was programmed into you that you would lose, you would be rejected, people would leave or abandon you. Can we just release all of that grief, sadness, sorrow, and trauma from every cell and molecule of your body and replace it with the highest truth? That you know that you are always connected with those that you love. That you can choose to have greater experiences with those that you love, even in your growth. That you can be more of the magic and essence of you in your growth, and that you can allow others to accept and receive that greatness of you. So I would now like to invite you to witness the energy of the creator of all that is, this divine elixir flowing in through your crown chakra, nourishing every cell and molecule of your body. Releasing the old, the limitation, the stagnant energy from your body, removing all of the lower vibrations and replenishing them with unconditional love. As all of the hurt, the destruction, the pain, the sorrow, the suffering that you've experienced in and through relationships now completely is removed from your body, from your life, your story, and experiences, resolved in unconditional love. And all of the times that you've been let down, you've been hurt or rejected, abandoned or neglected, can we teach all of those parts of you that those times are over, done and complete? And can we also let those parts of you know that you, this version of you, is here and present with them, acknowledging that they were done wrong, but that you're here to help them through. You're here and that you love them, that you are with them and that they have nothing to fear. And can we show all of those parts of you that you are safe, you are secure, you are loved, that you are valued and cherished, and that you know what that feels like now through the creator of all that is. Now witness that unconditional love energy flowing down throughout your entire body. And out through the soles of your feet, flowing down into the core of Mother Earth, reconnecting with that ball of bright light. And witness as that ball of bright light flows the energy back up to and through your crown chakra, reconnecting you with this new and updated version of you, with Mother Earth, with all that is. As you gently bring your awareness back into this space, welcome back. You have landed back on planet Earth. Well, some have. Some may be out there in dreamland. If you are, don't worry. Enjoy the space. For those of you who've come back, welcome back. There's a lot of energy shifting out in that. So allow that process to integrate and unfold. And what I would like to invite you to do when it feels most aligned for you, but of course, if you do it within the next few days, it will just amplify this experience, is set your intentions on exactly how it is you want to relate with others, how you want to connect with others, how you want to be, right? Because for whatever reason you're choosing to do this human experience, you're here. So you might as well make it fun, enjoyable, you know, as you really want it. If you are in a relationship, a romantic relationship, you know, get some clarity on how you really want that to be. And then be in your truth with your partner. Be vulnerable with them. Let them know your truth. Okay? Because how can we expect people to change with us if we're not open with them? You know, and you sit down and you say, hey, listen, I've done some work on myself recently and I've identified that I don't like how things are, because that was the way things were when I was a different version of myself, when I had different beliefs and when I had different values. And actually, it's not that my values are different completely. It's just that actually I want things to be a bit more like this, and I would love this. And I'm wondering if we can find ways to incorporate that. Maybe I can be different for you and we can share new things together rather than old ways that neither of us appreciate about each other. And until you have those conversations that I get are a bit uncomfortable, nothing changes. They don't show up in a different way. You then just get complacent. Life feels a bit meh. You just go and do the same thing and you're like, oh, there they go again, doing the same old shit that they do that pisses me off. But it's all right. I'm going to go onto YouTube and listen to an energy clearing. so that I like them for the next week until they piss me off again, right? So if you want them to grow with you, if you want to have divine connection with them, with that person, with your person, right? You've got to communicate. And it doesn't have to be deep and heavy, and just be like, hey, done some work on myself and I want to bring you up to date with where I'm at. How can we integrate this so it's fun for us both? Right? You have the words that speaks the love language that you have with your person, but do it. Over the years, Jay and I have done this so well, and we call this our truth talks. And what this looks like for us is he gets to say what he really wants to say to me. No, we're not horrible to each other. He speaks his truth, but I'm not allowed to interrupt him. And then I speak my truth, and he's not allowed to interrupt me or defend himself. It's because I'm just expressing how I feel, and he does the same. And we give each other the respect and the space to speak the truth. Now, speaking our truth doesn't mean that it is the truth. It is simply a version of what and how we are experiencing things. Okay. And in our ability to express it, we then hear the nuances. Like, oh, okay, you're perceiving me like this, and that's not how I mean it to be. And if there's something that I've done that I actually can acknowledge and go, oh shit, I'm really sorry I've made you feel that way. That was not my intention. But I can understand now why you're reacting that way, because I think I would react the same if that's how you felt that that's what I did. And when you have this level of communication and trust and vulnerability with each other, your relationship grows. You both move in to an expanded, connected experience with each other. The way that you be with each other is kinder, it's more fun, it's more playful. And sometimes you can just have a laugh and be like, hey, you're being a bit of an arsehole today. You know that arsehole that I spoke about in our Truth Talks time? Yeah, you're being that one. Right. And it becomes a bit humorous because they now know how you perceive them. And like, okay, sorry, I'm stepping into that energy. I don't mean to, right? And rather than it being this heavy thing, you can just be like, hey, dude, you know, you're being that. And like, oh, okay, sorry, right? Or I don't mean to, okay. And whatever it needs to be, right? So do what it is that you need to do with yourself. Put boundaries in place, get that love, that acceptance, that step into your power. And then just go, hey, I would love to talk through some things with you. I would like a few things to change. And I wonder how we can do that together. Yeah, because for whatever reason, on a soul level, you're choosing to do life with these people, or a relationship, or a something. And if they're your children, yeah, you're choosing to do life with them. So you might as well find a way to make it work. Be like, hey, look, I let you get away with some things that I shouldn't have let you get away with, and I'm drawing the line here. Yeah. It's never too late. Even if your children are old, or they're teens, they're 20s, they're 30s, it's never too late. You can just keep it real, like, hey, listen, I did the best with what I could and what I had available. And actually, I've come to learn some things. I've done some healing or whatever it is. And actually, this is not okay. And this is where I now need you to step in and know your place, or this or that, or whatever it is that you need them to know. But do it, because people knowing where they stand is a really powerful position. And remember that you are the creator of your reality. So in all given moments, you are the highest authority. So you get to choose. This is how it's going down in my life. I can't say that you're going to like it, but I do. Right? I love being me. I love being in my power, you know? And that's why I said earlier, fuck it. I swear, this is what I do. I'm not for everyone and I'm cool with that, right? But that's me being true to who I am and how I express passion, right? I'm in total acceptance of that. I don't need anyone else to accept that. Somebody wants to reject it, I'm totally cool with it, because I don't see it as something on me. And that's where you need to get to. You need to understand that somebody not wanting to receive from you is not a rejection of you. It's an acknowledgement of where they are at in relation to you. Right. So if somebody doesn't want to receive something that I have, I'm like, okay, there's millions. I mean, even in theta healing alone, right? I think now the level of practitioners is at least 700,000-800,000, right? So yes, I am not for everyone, and everyone is not for me, right? There are a lot of people that know this technique and are powerful at it, that come into their power through it, right? It's not something to get offended over, right? So know yourself. Get comfortable with who you are. Get to connecting with that voice that you hear when your mouth does not move. Change the language of that voice that you hear when the mouth does not move. You know, and as you get to know yourself, redefine it if you don't like the language that you're hearing, the way that you speak to yourself, right? If you're judgmental or critical in the relationship that you have with yourself, then that's what you're going to experience with the people around you as well, right? So readjust, tweak, like, actually, I don't want to be hard on myself. Like, I give a lot, I love a lot, right? One of the things that I love about myself is my generosity. There is nothing that I love more than giving, right? It's what I love it. I thrive in it. Like, I love it. I live for it. I love giving. But I'm also getting really freaking great at receiving, because I know that the two go hand in hand, right? And that doesn't mean that it's all that the receiving is fixed from people, right? It's receiving from everywhere. It's receiving the love of the creator of all that is. It's receiving the smiles from other people. It's receiving the moment that says, go and take a bath and receive from the minerals. It's the moment of getting up in the, you know, at the beginning of the day and having my time with myself, having meditation, taking my supplements at the beginning of the day. It's all receiving, taking in the vitamins, the minerals, the proteins, the lipids, the carbohydrates, the amino acids that are vital for a thriving experience. If you're not doing these things, start doing them for yourself. And learn to receive, so that your absorption of your vitamins, your minerals, your lipids, proteins, carbohydrates are constantly a contribution to you. It's part of receiving, right? For those of you who haven't done the advanced theta healing class, you know, what we look at in that class is what each of these things mean. Like, when you lack vitamins, you're lacking love. When you're lacking minerals, you're lacking nurture. I believe it's nurturing, being nurtured. When you're lacking proteins, it's, my mind's going blank now, but you know, there is something for each. So you have to learn how to receive. Yes, I think you're right, Melanie. It's support, emotional support. That's it. You know, so it's learning to receive from all essences of life. Okay, receiving from your bed at night means a nurtured sleep, right? Receiving from the water is emotional support, right? Go and receive, 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 receive. Because if you're a giver and you enjoy giving, if you want to be able to give more, you have to get really, 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 really good at receiving. Because the two go hand in hand. You cannot give from an empty cup. Trust me, I tried it many times. Just burnout, illness, something shows up, you crash out, and it's not fun. It's uncomfortable. Okay. Right. I have kept you all here for a very long time tonight. I'm very grateful. Thank you, Melanie. Melanie says, I know because I have a wonderful teacher. Melanie has chosen to do her classes with me, so I'm honored and grateful. I love teaching the classes. They are amazing. If you haven't done the Theta Healing classes before, I do highly recommend them. I may not be the right teacher for you. So there are many amazing Theta Healing teachers you can check out. But if you do feel aligned to be taught by me, reach out and I'll let you know when I've got upcoming classes. But the technique teaches you to connect back to the gift and power of you. To receive, to know who you are, to be in the magic of you, to be in the gift of you. That's what Theta Healing gifted me. And I teach the technique because it is one of the most beautiful ways to teach people who have forgotten the power that they truly be. And I am very lucky to all the students I have taught are phenomenal healers. And that is the gift of a teacher, is they get to witness more and more people coming into their power and out creating what they create. And I love seeing, I mean, there's a lot of you on this call tonight, and it's such an honor to witness how you heal, how you show up for yourselves, how you be the space for others and their healing, right? But it's a choice, right? So when you step into that and you step into this world, it's not all sunshine and rainbows like people would like to believe, right? That you know, you're on a healing journey. It's fucking bumpy, right? It's major highs and major lows. It's feeling the hurt and releasing it. But there is nothing greater than the feeling of the release of that hurt, that burden, which is why I encourage people to go on the journey, because the level of joy you get to live on the other side outweighs the hurt that you feel in looking at some of this stuff. But I digress. I thank you all for choosing to be here for nearly 3 hours, 2 hours, I should say, nearly 2, still long. It's always a pleasure. And if you're not in the mindfulness group on Facebook or the WhatsApp chat, come and join us. If you don't know what they are, email me at really.simply.you@gmail.com, and I will ping those over to you, because that's usually where we run the polls for what we're going to do in our next free session, which I will put out a poll soon to what we will do in November. Thank you very much to Elena. It's lovely to have you here as well. and receive you in the live as well. It's always an honor to have more of you join from YouTube, which I think quite a few of you now have come through YouTube, which I'm so lucky and blessed. So thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Have a wonderful continuation of your day, your evening, in whatever part of the world you're in. I'm going to decide whether this goes public or if I make this unlisted and just share it within the communities, but I'll get there. So for now, be well, be happy, remember your power, remember that you're friggin' amazing, and just stay connected with the Creator. When people trigger you, go back into the light, let it go, set your boundaries, and move in the direction of your desires. I thank you all. Sweet dreams. Good night. Lots of love.